there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of the Some Assemblage Required Advent Calendar. I am going to do an unboxing. Today is the 5th. MK and I swapped the 2nd for the 5th, so I'm doing today. She did the 2nd for me, but normally the rest of the month I'm just doing all of the even days and she's doing the odd days. Today is also Woodgrain and Winter, so I am going to be doing a winter layout as well. Winter can be Christmas. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It doesn't have to be holiday related at all, but it can be. The key is it's got to be something that was done in wintertime, and you need to use wood grain on the layout. So let's see what we can do here. So this is how it comes. I've already opened a couple days if you've been following along. This is day 5 and it's Friday. So let's see what we've got here. Try to be all neat and then, you know, it doesn't work out. Ooh, these are cool. So, this is going to be kind of fun and challenging. We've got some summer icons and I need to do something for winter. You know, we do have a beach around here. Not that we go very often, but I don't think I have any beach photos. I am going to go ahead and peel the masking off here so I can see what color this truly is. What masking do I want to peel off? Because I'm only thinking about it because you can use your pens to color in stuff and see what it's going to look like. So this is line art. So if I peel one, it's going to start peeling everything except maybe those sandals. So let's pull the toe off the sandal here to see the color of the wood. There you go. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm not going to peel anymore in case I decide I want to paint those at all. But yes, those are so cool. We've got a bucket with a bucket of sand and a shovel. We've got a sun and a swoosh, a sea star, I don't know. I want to say conch, but a shell, and then a bag, sandals, and a hat. So very beachy kind of feeling. So I'm going to go and pull some photos and see what I can create with this. I don't know if I'll use all of them on one layout, but we will see. All right, let me put you on fast forward, and after I pick my photos out, I will come right back and create. Thanks. Okay, so this is a Woodgrain and Winter video, as well as the Some Assemblage Required Advent Calendar video, and a Mixed Media Mayhem video where we are doing stamping, inking, and or using ink of some sort, and paper layers. And so I am going to build a bunch of paper layers behind my photos using stuff out of my scrap bin. I did just take a branding strip and I put some adhesive on it and stuck all of my photos down, and that's going to make it so that I can just lift them up as one big unit. I know that branding strip is sticking out on the edges. I'm going to trim that down in a bit, but I'm going to go ahead and start getting my paper layers worked on really quickly here, and that's going to allow me to add more adhesive to my photos and keep everything all as one solid unit. That branding strip's only going to hold it for so long. If I keep picking it up and putting it down, it's not going to hold it for good. So getting those paper layers started is going to be important. I did start out using some walnut stain, but my walnut stain, I just added some re-inker over the top of it because it was a little bit on the dry side. And so while it is sucking in all of that re-inker, it's sitting off to the side, I pulled out my ground espresso, which is a darker brown, almost veering towards black, but I've been enjoying it a lot lately, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And I'm inking up all of my paper layers. Now, you might wonder, why did I ink up both sides of this paper? Because I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to stretch it so that it goes behind my photos. But I'm not going to do that on every paper because that's going to cause my papers to have a bit of a recess underneath them and not be fully supported. So I'm only going to do that on a couple here that I don't have, well, I have bigger strips of it, but I didn't figure I needed to use a bigger strip of it if if I could make this work, you know. I'm not a paper hoarder, I won't say that, but I don't want to unnecessarily just use a huge piece just for the sake of using a huge piece. Although you are going to see me use a big piece in my background that is going to get mostly covered up by this little piece that I'm doing here. But at the end of the day, it would have worked out if I would have cut the plaid paper down that I'm going to be using. But yeah, I didn't, at the time, I didn't think I was going to, I don't know, like I could have gutted that and you kept the plaid instead of using all of that plaid behind the wood plank. But at this point in time, I just didn't feel like it. So I didn't do it. I don't know. I guess you just never know. So I'm just layering up all these bits and pieces, and the key is to kind of offset them and don't have any of the edges like marry up right next to another edge or the corner marry up next to another corner. You want to have a little bit overlap here and there, and it makes it kind of feel natural. Your papers don't even have to be rectangular. You could, you know, do a little bit on one side and a little on the other side, or have one paper on one side and one on the other. As long as they're very similar in like a saturation level, it kind of helps balance it out. You can see that my yellow doesn't kind of stick out as far on the left or right hand side as it does on the left hand side, and that's totally okay. I did decide to move my papers down a bit here, and that means I'm going to cut these apart here and then move them down also, mostly because I want a little bit more of that wood grain to show in the background versus what I had originally. So I did that on both edges of my papers that are surrounding my photos, and a lot of that was because I knew I was going to have to tear off an edge of that wood grain because I didn't want it to have a straight edge. The top didn't have a straight edge, so the bottom I wanted that torn as well. So I needed a little bit more real estate on my wood grain paper than what I had with my layers being a little bit spread out further than they were. So I am going to start working on my title. This is going to be my stamping, and I'm going to ink my title as well. I am using an LA Studio stamp set to create my title, and it is just going to say Wet Winter Castles, which is a very long title, but I stamp it all, I ink it all, and then I fussy cut it all. And I like the way that it looks. It's kind of a busy layout. You are going to see me at the very end tone it down just a bit by adding a white background paper and trimming down that green plaid, just to give your eye a little bit more of a spot to rest. But you know, I started with it this way, and it doesn't look bad in person, but the longer I looked at it on my screen as I was editing the video, I was like, this really just needs something extra. So I went back in and trimmed it down and added a white border. So you'll see that at the end of the video here. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to stamp all of the letters that occur more than one time, all at one time, if that makes sense. So I know I have the word wet and winter, both have E's and both have T's. So therefore I am stamping multiple T's and E's. Castles has an E in it, so 3 E's. So I'm trying to figure that out as I go, and I didn't write it down, which, you know, it's not that difficult to figure it out, but that's why my letters look like they're kind of a big mess of letters on my little paper there. My paper is just a 4.5 by 6.5 inch white photo mat from Hobby Lobby, and I find that it works just fine for these types of things. Now, I did not choose to pop these up onto foam tape. A lot of times I will do my title on foam to give it that 3D effect, but because I am fussy cutting these, I did not want to deal with the foam. If I am running it through my die cut machine, then I definitely use the foam for the most part behind it, and then die cut it with the foam on it, and so then it makes it a perfect fake thicker, if you will. And I really like the way that that looks, and I really like that I get all the letters that I want, and I don't have to worry about running out of E's and A's and whatever else. I do have quite extensive thicker stash that I need to work through, but I find myself going to my dyes more than my thickers. So if only I could get in the habit of going to my stamps, because I have quite a few alpha stamps, so I feel like that would be a really good idea also. But yeah, I just haven't gotten there yet. It's not the first thing I reach for. So I'm really happy to be doing Mixed Media Mayhem today, because it forced me to kind of think outside the box and how am I going to use some mixed media on this, which this is pretty minimal mixed media, and it is very simple mixed media. Not a lot of, there's no wet mediums here. I mean, obviously the ink is wet, but it's not like it's texture paste or spray mist or anything like that. So I feel like this is something that's very achievable, even if you are not comfortable with doing mixed media. Mixed media basically just means you're using more than one medium. And since I'm using more than paper, using inks and stamps and even wood veneer counts, it all works. So speaking of wood veneer, I am using these two pieces that are from today's advent calendar. And I didn't choose to use the shells or the hat with the flip-flops because we're not at the beach. And I felt like the hat and the flip-flops were more of an older person's thing. And these are from the winter time, so there was no hat or flip-flops involved. They do have their shoes off. They are in the sandbox in the backyard after it has been raining the day before, actually for several days in a row leading up to this. And the sandbox was nice and wet, but not so wet that it was like they're not soggy. The kids are not soggy, but they're all three in there, and they've got these buckets that are in the form of sandcastles, and so they're making sandcastles. And I don't think they do this very often. Well, they don't do it. This is the first time I've done it with them. When they go to the beach with their parents, I don't know that they have any buckets like this. These were brand new. They each have one. And so this might be the first time that they've had these buckets that are in the shape of something and played in a wet sandbox. I'm not really 100% sure, but they were having a really good old time with it. It was really overcast and cold. And so even though these photos were taken in November, I'm calling it winter. It certainly felt like winter. We had a really big cold snap earlier in the month. And so these were taken around that time frame. We just hadn't spent a lot of time outside because it had been really cold and wet. And so it was nice to be able to get back outside and to go enjoy the sandbox. And my little guy, he loves the sandbox. There's most days in the afternoon, he really wants to go out there, especially if it's a nice day. And so we do spend quite a bit of time out there, and it's something that he can do actually even if I'm not right next to him. Like, I can see him from the kitchen window, so I can be, getting his snack together or whatever at the kitchen window and watching him, and I've got the window open so I can hear him. And they do have a pool, but it is completely fenced off, and he actually does know how to swim. Not that I would rely on that, but it's something that he feels like he can do kind of on his own. He doesn't go out without asking or anything like that. But if I say, yeah, you can go out and I'll be out in like 3 minutes, he'll go out there and get started playing and enjoy it. And he doesn't need me to entertain him, basically, which is kind of nice for him. I always encourage independent play, just so that, they can get used to not having to be entertained all the time. Although we do a lot of, play together, so that's not like he's playing by himself all the time. But yeah, it's one of those things where he can feel kind of independent. And on this particular day, the girls happened to be home, and so they were all three out there in the afternoon. This was after school. They're actually in their school clothes, or partially in their school clothes. And so they're all out there trying to build these sandcastles, or make a good model of the sandcastle, I guess is the right word, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, here is where I go and just trim down the paper, even though I already have these pieces put down on it. Now, that little wood veneer umbrella is from a completely different set on MK's website. I don't know if it's currently available. If it is, I'll link it down below. But it matched the same color of wood as what was in our advent calendar today. And the umbrella is great because the umbrella is actually sitting right next to the sandbox, and we put it up when it's sunny, and if it was a light sprinkle, we've even played out there in a light sprinkle while it is the umbrella is kind of protecting us from that. So I'm going to put links down below for Mixed Media Mayhem and for Woodgrain and Winter. And MK doesn't have a video today because today is the day I swapped her for on Tuesday, which was the 2nd. We swapped the 2nd and the 5th because I needed a little extra time coming back from traveling to be able to get the 5th together. So anyway, she won't have a video for you today, but you can definitely see her video tomorrow because it is Stitches and Stencils. So you're going to want to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I really hope that you like it a lot better with the white border around it. I think it just kind of settles the eye better. So if you do, hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do want to mention I really like this wood veneers, in particular that sun with the line underneath it, because I live a foggy day, and that is what it felt like to me, is the sun peeking out over a foggy day. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.